Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to Random Game of the Day number 25. Today we're going to be playing Atlantis No Nazo for the Nintendo Famicom, also known as Mystery of Atlantis, loosely translated to anyway in English. So yeah, Mystery Adventure Start. And they gave us 7 lives, which is really nice of them. So the way the game works is it's pretty much just like any NES game. You use the control pad to move, A button to jump over stuff, and B throws this really weird weapon. So as you just saw there, it kind of just bounced along the ground and then exploded. It doesn't really hurt anything until the point when it explodes. Like you could hit an enemy with it just like that, and it won't really do any damage. It's the explosion that counts. So the point of this game really is just to try to get to the end any way possible. It's a really weird game. There's a whole bunch of different paths. So as you saw, that was the first zone. Now we're in the 11th zone. So you kind of just bounce all over the place. The only reason we really wanted to come here was because as you just heard that sound, I just got an extra life. Was what that went? Because as you can see, I have 100,000 points now. Is you get an extra life for every 100,000. So that's really the only reason we made that small detour, was to get those two 50,000 point treasure chests. Yeah, because it's actually pretty good, because in a lot of games points don't really have any significance, but in this game, it's at least getting 100,000 of them does something. Sorry about that. But yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, points gives you extra lives, so it's pretty useful to collect those. And also, it's just fun to collect treasure chests, just like in Mario. No one really cares about getting lives. People just like to collect coins because it's fun. But yeah, as I said, so what we're really just trying to do is get to the end. There's a few different ways, like there's a lot of different ways to get through this game. Lots of different paths. Right now we're going pretty linear, since we kind of go in the zone 1, 2, 3, but if we had kept going to the right there, because the level continued on, it would have taken us to a zone 9, and we pretty much would have been branching off into a whole bunch of different stuff. Zone 9 has the first power-up item in it. Well, one of the first anyway. It's the up arrow. And there's our first death! Yeah, very hard to dodge things in this game. Because, as soon as you've started the jump, you're pretty much committed. There's nothing you can do to break out of that jump. Just like Castlevania, if you've ever played that. It's like, as soon as you press the A button, you're gone. And you have no control over what happens until you hit the ground. But anyway, as I was trying to say, the up arrow item, it gives you 3 points every time you press the up button, so it's kind of funny. So as you just saw there, I fell down that hole. That was actually the trick for finding a zone 6. So there are a whole bunch of crazy things that you have to do in this game if you want to find every single zone. So yeah, you obviously don't have to travel through every zone to make it to the end of the game. And I think there's like 3 zones or something which actually don't even exist. I guess they just forgot to put them in or something like that. Because yeah, there's absolutely no way to get to them. But that's one thing I always really liked about this game, is it kind of just lets you find your own way to the end. But yeah, it is a really bizarre game. I mean, it's the controls. This level here, it's pretty lame, really. It's just running or as fast as you can to get to the end. I'm sure everyone whoops. Yeah, sometimes it can be tricky to jump, but I'm sure everyone has noticed by now the what's it called, the time at the bottom. So what that is, it's like the first 2 digits are the seconds, and then the one on the far right is really just milliseconds. So you just kind of ignore the one on the right and pay attention to the ones on the left. But yeah, so as everyone saw, I got the shoe item back there in zone 6, and what that will do is that will allow us to walk on clouds. We haven't really seen any clouds yet that we will be able to walk on, but we will in zone 10. That's the first time we will encounter them, and it will also be very important, because they'll be required to obtain another item which we really want to get, and will help us greatly in this game. Yeah, so it gets really tedious trying to get all the way to zone 100. Just some of the things this game requires you to do, and it is very difficult. And overall, it's definitely not for beginner gamers. So there we go, 10th zone, jumping from 8 to 10. So here's those clouds I was talking about. There's one right there, although we can't jump that high, but there are some over here that we will be able to jump onto. And we want to do that to get that. Luckily, we don't lose the boot when we die, although the star does disappear. No, what the star allows us to do is pretty much grants us invulnerability, so we can get hit by anything we want, and we will not. Okay, that's actually a funny thing about that. We can get hit by any enemy in any of their projectiles, but the one thing we cannot get hit by is the explosion of our own weapon. Yeah, I had the star one time. I was like, yeah, I'm invincible. I can just get hit by anything I want. And then the bomb exploded and hit me, and it killed me, and I was just shocked. And there was a really dumb death again. This part is really tedious because you need to make some really precise jumps. And as I said earlier, the jump control is really weird. So you really have to have it spot on. I'm usually a lot better at it than this. I guess adding commentary just like throws me off or something like that. Anyway, now that we have the star, it should make things pretty simple for a while, since the only thing we really have to worry about is falling into pits and getting hit by my own explosives, which hopefully won't happen. 4 lives still, and we'll collect a few more extra ones. But yeah, as you can see, I just got hurt. I just not got hurt, but I got hit by the bird droppings there because they had a few too many Brussels sprouts for dinner there, and it didn't really do anything. So as you just saw there, I caused that door to appear by throwing a bomb in that completely empty area. There are a lot of really well-hidden secrets like that, just like you saw when I entered Zone 6 by falling down that hole. This game definitely doesn't show you the way to the end. You definitely have to find out a lot of things for yourself. And luckily, whoa. Don't want to get hit by that. Anyway, so yeah, we need to blow up this the door so we can go back at it. Yeah. So 12th zone, it's even with the star, you're probably thinking, oh man, how can you even lose at this point? Well, really, it gets quite difficult still. There's lots of tricky jumps to be made, and overall, just with the controls, I mean, the controls aren't that bad. I mean, I know some people who have played this game that think they're absolutely terrible, but I mean, considering games like Castlevania and stuff had it, it's really not too terrible. So anyway, we don't want to take too long here, since we're kind of crunched for time. I know sometimes you can, you're probably tempted to throw bombs everywhere after you saw what I did in the last level. Just because you're thinking, there's probably hidden secrets and stuff. And that's one of the things I really like about this game, is finding all those really silly hidden secrets by falling down holes and just throwing bombs in random areas. The coolest part is that you never know what's going to be next. There's some doors, way back in the beginning here, and they'll take you, all the way to, the 80 zone, the zones, up in the 80s, but they'll be super difficult, and sometimes they'll even require items. Sometimes you'll enter a door, and it will take you to a completely dark room, and then you're kind of toast, because unless you have the item which lights up the room, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, and you're pretty likely to fall into a hole, 10 seconds after you start. So anyway, we have two 50,000 chests here for another extra life, and if we didn't have the shoe to walk on clouds, there would have been one right down there, but since we have it, a second one does not appear. So yeah, that was just another one of those dead-end zones, just to get a few bonus items there. Another extra life, which is always welcome. So yeah, 100,000 for a life. There is a 1 million point chest in this game, although it doesn't give you 10 lives. It's pretty much just for aesthetic value, pretty much, just so that it looks cool in your score. So yeah, other than that, there's not really much point to that chest that gives you 10,000. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's a few chests that give you a whole 100,000. Wait, did I say 10,000? Sorry, I meant 10 million points at one time. No, not 10 million. Yeah, 10 million. I'm losing it. No, it's 1 million. Yeah, see, that's what this game does to you. Drives you insane. I mean, just listen to that music. Something clearly only a psychopath would listen to. But, yeah, so basically, there is a chest that gives you a whole 1 million points. It's 100,000, not 10 million. For an extra. I don't know what I was saying. But anyway. So yeah. This is just another really bizarre level, where you sort of just run to the right and hope that you make it to the end before time runs out. There's lots of chests and stuff at dead ends, but there's not usually too much point on getting them, because they're usually just 1,000 points, 10,000, and none of those are really that helpful. Well, the 10,000 ones maybe. But see, 20 points, nothing worth wasting time over. But yeah, so last week I did my videos on what my favorite games are. I really hope that everyone enjoyed those. I showed this game in that too. So right there is a door that takes you to zone 60 something or 80 something or something like that, but it's one of those ones, like I said, where it just drops you into a completely pitch black area, so you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. And it can be pretty hard to come back after you've done that. So here, normally a lot of these places would be really difficult if we didn't have the star, but since we do, they're pretty much no problem. I'm just getting as many chests as I can, but yeah, see, it's like, it's not worth wasting your time getting these points. Because in the end, you might get enough points to add up to like 100,000 life. But usually your lives will be received by getting 50,000 and 100,000 point chests. The other ones are just for fun to get, really. So I am just kind of running past everything because I can. So yeah, anyway. Maybe I should have got like the newspaper. We could have read like today's headlines and been like, "Whoa, that sure was interesting" in the newspaper. But yeah, anyway, it's funny though because it's as easy as it looks now. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna make it to the end of the game, no problem. There are bound to be tricky jumps or just something dumb that will throw me off at one point. The 100th zone is almost impossible. I mean, it's probably possible if you were like some kind of crazy madman guy that played video games like every day. But I mean, like anyone who likes video games a lot. But yeah, it's just incredible. It's like bullet hell, or it's like Don Maku, Atlantis No Nazo in there. I mean, you're just being shot at by like everything from every direction. So unless you have the star, I mean, you're pretty much bound to be shot down within like 1 second of entering the level. So let's see, if we continue to the right, I might as well show you. We keep going. There's a lot of really pointless walking. We're probably going to make it back with just barely enough time left. There's a 1,000 point chest that we really didn't need to waste our time getting. But I felt like getting anyway. Let's do this run all the way back now. And, yeah, there we go. So now we can go in here. So, yeah, the 28th zone. And this is one of those pitch black dark ones I was talking about. And as you can see, there's a hole right there, so hold right for like 2 seconds and you're already dead. So that's why if you don't have the light, just don't even try to make it through those. So let's see. Anyway, let's try to get back through here. But yeah, the Mystery of Atlantis, why it's called that is really debatable. Considering this has nothing to do with Atlantis, which is usually associated with underwater, and you're never go underwater at any point in this game, so don't really know. A lot of people associate it with more like going down to hell because just how insane things become. Ooh, as you go farther, we do not want to go in that middle door. If you do, you'll be sent into a room where all it is a door above a bottomless pit, and it will like. And you just have to die until you get game over. Well, that's really disappointing, because I really wanted to go in the door on the right, because it had an extra life in it. And I would have liked to have gotten that. So we just got the S item. I didn't really do my research before I started playing, because I actually don't remember what a lot of items do. I know the boot lets you stand on stuff, the star makes you invincible. The S and the other, the one beside the star, I believe is the microphone item. And that would only work if we were actually playing this on a Famicom, because what I'm doing is I'm playing this on an NES to Famicom converter, so I'm playing it on an actual NES. But if you were playing it on the Famicom, the second player controller would have a microphone built into it, and if you yell into the microphone, and you have that item in your inventory, I believe it stuns the enemies for a short period of time, but since we're not playing it on the Famicom, can't really use it. Other items there are out there is, there's a clock item, which stops time. Well, sorry, it doesn't stop time. It slows down the rate that your time falls at. So it basically gives you twice as much time. And there's also an item that has the number 2 on it, and that doubles the number of points that you get from chests. So that's really good for getting extra lives and stuff like that. So yeah, I really would have liked to have gotten that extra life. But anyway, we have like seizure water down there. Let's hope we don't fall in. This is one of those levels where there's some tricky platforms, and it's easy to lose your star here. I'm not going to worry about that chest because in the past I have tried to get it and I have lost my star and it is completely not worth it. Yeah, there we go. 36th zone. We're over a third of the way there. I wonder how long this will go on. Darn it. Okay, so this is one of those dark levels where every once in a while it will kind of flash. And it kind of just lets you see where you're going. So you kind of just need to wait around for that, really. Not too exciting, so let's see here. I Alright, so that's a dead end. Looks like we're going down. Luckily, you can kind of tell where the holes are because those candles are there. But you can never be too sure. Like, let's see here. Where am I going? There we go, everyone! That was the 36th zone. Yeah, the dark ones are really kind of lame. Okay, treasure chest over here. 4 points! That is amazing. Yeah, I actually really like the color of this level. I don't know, a lot of people might think it's ugly, but I don't know, I just like it. It's pretty neat. Yeah. But I guess the red again is just another hell reference. Getting closer. Almost halfway. But no. And, yeah, so... anyway. Let's keep going. Those guys, if I wasn't invincible, I mean, maybe this would be a lot more interesting if I wasn't invincible, but I would have been dead like 10 zones ago. Anyway. So there's another 10,000. But the guys with the shell, the gimmick is that when you throw your thing, they hide in their shell, and you can actually run right through them while they're in their shell. Oh, darn. What's this? Whoa. I don't remember what to do here. Whoops. And I lost the star now. Darn it. What am I supposed to do? I don't remember what you do in the 38th zone. Is what I'm actually going to do is after I get game over, I'm going to show you another path that I normally take through the game. I don't understand. Because, it's really neat. Because that's just the cool thing. There's so many different ways to get through this game. And, I'm going to play through another one after I'm done here. Just keep jumping. Just keep jumping. Okay, this is the light. I believe this is the torch. Darn it! Yeah. But I still keep that. I believe that what that does is when you throw your item, and it yeah. So now, yeah, when your item explodes, it lights up the room. Whoops. Well, anyway, there's game over, everyone. Cool, so that basically, that's one way to try and get through the game. There's a lot more efficient ways. So here we go again, I'll show one more way. But, before I do it, one way is if you jump off this edge and you hug the wall, so you stay right against it. You'll fall, and you fall down that hole. You'll, warp right to zone 33, I believe it is. And, that was one of the zones we were just at, so you could skip, like, a whole chunk of what I did, if you just want to skip right to there. The only thing is that you don't get the star if you do that, and you also miss out on a chance to get, extra lives, but considering that you're gonna skip right to that zone, you're not going to lose any lives on the way there, so it will probably make up for, what you would have lost trying to get there anyway. But the other path we're going to take, it's actually in here. This otherwise dead-end room, if we kill ourselves while we're standing right here... my bad. Pretend that one never happened. I said, if we kill ourselves while we are standing right here, I always forget which one it is. It'll take us right to zone 52. So, yeah, that's pretty massive. Warping us halfway through the game. So yeah, this is probably one of the best ways to go. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you the star. So you kind of have to be a pretty good player and not get hit. But there's that clock item I was talking about, which slows down the rate that time decreases at. Yeah, here's another one of those levels with, like, the bizarre seizure water. Yeah, so lots of rooms. Just kind of keep going. We saw another room that was a lot like this one. You kind of just try to stay as high as possible. I remember one time I went down there for that chest. It's completely not worth it. Yeah, here's an interesting room. We saw that door back there, which some people might be tempted to go through, but if you make the leap of faith, we can go over here and continue on, which is pretty cool. So 76th zone now. So over 3/4 through the game, 7 lives. We have a chest here, so 2 extra lives in that. And if we go down here, 77th zone, making progress. 9 lives. I actually really like the background color in this level. I don't know, I think there's a lot of really neat colors in this game, but like in the contrast too, like the reddish color or the pinkish or peach or whatever it is with the gray. I don't know, I think it looks nice. But I mean, everyone's tastes will be different. So, I'm sure a lot of people probably think it's ugly or something like that. Who knows? Let's see here. Just a few tricky jumps with the controls. It's nothing too bad, though, if you have enough practice with the controls. It's like, I've gotten used to it over time. But let's see here, anyway. So, wait for those guys. Anyway, I thought this would be an interesting game today, since it's probably something a lot of people haven't seen. A lot of people probably won't like it. Ah, shoot. I mean, it's definitely a very bizarre game. Not easy. Well, it's kind of easy at first. Like, it's really, the difficulty curve in this game is bizarre as heck. As I mean, some zones will be incredibly easy, and then some will just make you want to, like, rip your hair out. Because, I mean, it's just all over the place. So, let's see, keep going. And I guess it was probably pretty funny that I was saying how the jumps aren't too hard for me, and then I ended up falling down one. But, yeah, falling down one of the holes. But anyway, you can't win them all, I guess. But yeah, anyway, just these really weird rock formations, I guess. Let's keep going. It's pretty much just a race against the clock. Luckily, I still have my half time, or my slow time decrease. Or else we'd almost be out of time at this point. Or do I still have it? Do I? Maybe I lost it. Because you do lose items when you die, but only sometimes. I didn't... Yeah, I still have it. Yeah, it was like the star, we lost that when we died. Okay, yeah, you don't do that. Overall, this is a very tricky zone. You'll see why. So you pretty much just want to jump across. But as you can see, the door is over there. And also over there is a whole swarm of those flying bug enemy things. You just want to be very careful here. Usually they all swarm around the top and wait for you, but that time they didn't, so we got lucky. So yeah, here, I just want to jump. That chest probably isn't worth dying over, so we can probably just skip that. There we go. Whoa! Yeah, those fish are a lot like the Cheeps in Mario, except with the critical difference that in Atlantis No Nazo you cannot jump on top of enemies to defeat them, so, unlike Cheeps in Mario, where at least if you're in the air, you're likely to land on them rather than getting hit by them, in this game, even landing on them kills you, so there's pretty much no good way to avoid them other than just, like, memorize when they're going to come up, and try your best to dodge. Yeah, it's interesting. The height that you jump is determined by how fast you are running. I mean, in real life, I'm pretty sure they have no, relation to each other. Like, that's why I kind of slowed down before I hit those shell enemies last time, and that's why I didn't do a very high jump. And there again, it's kind of landing and having no choice but to hit those fish. I'd like to make it farther before getting a game over. Maybe this... That's what happens when you fall into the seizure lava there. Yeah, forget it. Yeah, I'd really like to make it farther, but just the fish make it really difficult. And luckily there I remembered to press B to make it go into its shell. And yeah, there. Kinda got hit again. Yeah, let's see. Like I said, I'd like to make it farther, but... let's see here. Oh, so, okay. Whoa, what? What hit? Which one? What hit me? Was it the explosion, or did I somehow... Did, like, my hat get hit by a fish? And then he just can't live in the world without his precious hat? So he, like, committed suicide or something like that? I don't even know. This game is just so bizarre. Let's see, come on. Don't get hit. Ah! Yes, yes, yes! Come on! Just barf out your fish, okay. No! Ah! Keep going! Fish are gonna jump up any second now and defeat and destroy me, aren't they? No! That is very tricky. You know what? I want to try that one more time. So I'm going to skip everything I just did and cut back to that when I get there. So see you in a minute. So this is what I meant by the crowding around the top. Makes it very hard to do anything. Okay. I don't really know where I am. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, take that. And take that. And that. Yeah, take that. Okay. And hopefully we're good now. Hopefully. Yeah, okay. Anyway, back to Zone 79. Only one, was it one? Something like that. One death or something. Anyway, here we are back to this. Ugh. Ah. Ugh. Yeah, it's obviously not going too well so far. Yeah. Go slowly. Ugh. Every time they come, my first reaction is to duck, since jumping won't do any good, since this is how high you, like, you know, wasting lives isn't the smartest thing to do at this point. What I'm trying to say is, I mean, that's how high you jump when, like, you're not moving, so I always think it's not going to be high enough to get by all of the fish, which it probably won't be. Because even if the height is enough, you probably won't stay in the air long enough for all of them to go by. And then that. If I don't get it this time, I'm just going to call it the end and say, I tried my best, and, you know, that's what counts, even though it's not winning is all that really matters in life. But, anyway. I keep doing that. Anyway, 3 lives left. Let's make the best of it. Running on the extra lives right now, considering I got 4 of them on the way here. Jump! Like, oh man. That's the same spot every time. Remember, when there's those 2 shell guys, you have to wait. Come on, Andrew, okay. Okay, don't do that! Okay, alright. I need to get this treasure chest. $10 says it has, like, something really good in it. And then that happened. Alright. I tried, and I failed, but I tried. Yeah, but that's Atlantis No Nazo. A very interesting game. Quite cheap at times, but interesting. Let's see, do we got a demo here? Let's see. Maybe? No? Yes, maybe? I guess not. Anyway. Oh yeah, we do. See how good he does. That was even better than... That was even worse than I did. Like, what's the point of having a demo if it's just him running forward for like 2 seconds and hitting an enemy? But anyway, yeah, interesting game. Definitely not easy to beat. Some levels are easy, but some are just insane. Due to the controls and cheap spots, like those fish coming out of absolute nowhere. But yeah, anyway. Wait, what the heck? Really? Like, why are these demos even in here? But yeah, anyway. I guess that's all to say, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I hope you'll join me next time for a different game, so thanks. And see you then.